Hello and greetings, friend. Before you swipe by, I'm going to show you how to build a website for as little as $1. That's correct, $1. Times are tough right now, so there's a lot of people looking to pivot to make changes. So if you know someone that's looking to build a salon or a barbershop website, go ahead and tag them below because this video may be for them. Hi, my name is Edward Ferguson, and I am CEO and Creative Director here at Flamegrow Marketing, aka thewebpagesite.com. We help people connect with their customers utilizing the internet. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Oh, and one more thing. If you find that this video has some value, make sure you do the thing to like and subscribe in the comments below. Feel free to comment as well and tag a friend that needs to hear this message, because this may be very relevant for someone to hear for their business, and you may be speaking a word into their life. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this project. Now, this is going to be a fun and exciting project. The very first thing that you want to do for your website design is to identify what do you want your website to do, because that's going to determine the type of technology that we use to build it. So do we want it to be a blog? Do we want it to be a message board? Do we want to sell product or have some sort of transaction on the website? Once that's decided, then you can jump into how do you want it hosted? How do you want it built? So for our purposes for this website, we want a barbershop website. We just wanted a basic informational website that's going to show people how to book and how to get to our products and services. So after we decide what we want the website to do, we're going to jump into the hosting. So like I mentioned before in the intro, you can host your website for just $1. So for the very first month, when you're choosing your plan in your website, we give you the option to host your website for as little as $1 to get started. It's really an amazing deal. It allows you to fill out the environment at very low risk and allows you to start building right away. So once we're on the webpagesite.com, if you notice, I clicked on the intro button, or you can just go to the pricing page. That's going to take you to our opportunity to get that website for just $1. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. That's going to bring up a splash screen, and then it's going to take us onto the payment option. Now, the very next thing that you want to do is to select a domain name. So if you have a domain name like, let's see, The Best Barbershop, then you would search for your domain name and check to see if it's available. If it's available, great. If it's not available, like it's showing here, the great news is that our website gives you automatic recommendations. So you can add hyphens in it. You can add some different options on it. Yeah, barbecue. Maybe we can do barbecue haircuts. Also, the .net options and the .coms and the .ios are available. For this one, we already have our domain. So we are using DIY marketinglessons.com. So we are going to go ahead and select that and use. Oh yes, it's already registered with you guys with us. So I'm just going to add a 1 just to take you guys through the process. It's so easy. So once that's done, it's going to give you option to add backups if you want to add backups to your site, but totally optional. We'd go ahead and click on continue. If you want to have additional functionality, I'd suggest to select the option for DNS management. If you want to hide your credentials, go ahead and click ID protection, completely not necessary. And then you would go ahead and click on continue. Now that that's done, let me remove something from a previous project. Do you want to remove? Yes, I want to remove it. So now that that's done, as you can tell, our website plan is just as little as $1, and that is from a previous project. Let me remove that as well. And you notice that our total cost is just that $1.08, and that 8 cents is taxed. Got to pay the government. Again, you have the opportunity, give me one last time to purchase a website backup schedule software, but totally optional. From there, you'd go ahead and click on checkout. We give you the option to log in with Facebook, Google, or even Twitter, and then you'd be able to fill out your relevant information and then check out. and you select complete order. So we already have our account set up. So once that's done, you're going to get a bunch of emails telling you how to log in and how great it is for you to join in our and have our service. Go ahead. I encourage you to look through that material and save that material. And after you get that information, go ahead and take your credentials and log in. Like I said, we already have our credentials, so I am going to go ahead and log in. Now, don't try to use this email address because it is a dead account. We just use this for testing purposes, and you will not get a reply. Now, that's pretty much it. You register the service, and now you're at the part where you can start to begin to build your site. So this is the fun and exciting part. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use our basic installer to install WordPress. If you've ever used a website builder like WordPress, it can be overwhelming when you first look at it. But like I said, I'm going to take you through it step by step, so it's not so scary, and it shouldn't be scary for you. This is a really great tool, and it allows a lot of flexibility for you to grow and allow your website to grow with your business. So now that we're on our splash screen, we're going to go ahead and just look over it real quick. Now, I want to let you guys know that we have a promotion for a refer a friend. So to get access to the refer a friend, it's directly in your console, and all you'd have to do is log in and click on that copy link, and you'd be able to send that link out to a friend or family member, excuse me, and put that within a website that you have. You can even put that in your email signature. Really a great opportunity, once again, to save, because that's what we're looking at, to help you save money in terms of building your website. So let's go ahead into services, and we want to build on that website, the DIYmarketinglessons.com. And then we are going to go off to the left and under our actions, and we're going to log into our cPanel. Now, if you've ever built a website using WordPress before, then this is familiar for you. If you have not built a WordPress website, this is pretty standard. Your cPanel is your control panel. This is your command center for WordPress. So this is where you do the administrative stuff. Not very difficult. The content in here is pretty standard to, like, if you use Mac or a PC, it's going to have your file manager. Your disk usage is going to tell you how much disk space you have and that you're using, and then also your backup and restore options. And then down below you have some other options which you can grow into as well. And we're not going to even touch any of those other options. So the very first thing that you're going to do in here is to go ahead and click onto WordPress, and this is going to bring you to our installer for WordPress. We're going to have this splash screen. You may have WordPress already installed, and that's great. If you don't have it installed, then this is going to show you how to do it very easily. So all we have to do is click on Install Now, and at the very top on the right, there's an option that says Quick Install. I click on Quick Install, and that gives me a fast installer. So this gives you some basic fields to fill out. All you really need is to put a username. Do not, I repeat, look at me. Do not put admin user, or anything pertaining to admin as your username, because you are opening yourself up to have some sort of attack or exposure to your website. That is a big no-no, so don't do that. You can use, like, this website has the random characters. That's perfectly fine. And for the password, I'm changing this password, so I'm just gonna hide that right there and choose my own password. And I'm just gonna save this in my swipe file, just so I have it later. And then what you can do is put your administrative email. So this is the email address that you're going to use for the site. So I would use that tutorial at DIY Marketing Lessons. And then from there, install. And the install is really quick. It's literally less than 60 seconds. I actually talk longer than the install is running. It's that fast. And if we go back to our site, if we go to that DIY marketinglessons.com, we have just installed WordPress. So that is the it's super easy, super intuitive. So once that's done, your installer is going to take you to a page that says congratulations, the software was installed successfully. We're going to go ahead and click on this link that says administrative URL. That's going to take us directly into the website. So now we're in our website. If you notice, if I click at the top left, click on the site, we're in our website. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to install a plugin. This plugin is going to be called Starter Sites. It's an amazing plugin. This plugin is used by so many builders because it takes the complexity of building a website completely out the equation. If you can get this plugin installed, then you can build your site very, very quickly, and you should be able to get it installed. So all we have to do is, let's bring you back. Let's jump into where it says dashboard and then plugins. The very first thing that I like to do is to go ahead and delete the plugins, and I just like to have complete control over what goes into my website. And then we are going to click on add new. Add new, we're going to go ahead and select starter sites. And then we'll see starter sites by Brainstorm Force, and I just selected the option to install. Again, really quick, so fast. I click on activate, and then I'm going to select the option. Once it brings me to this screen, it's going to give me an option to see library. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select the Elementor page builder. Very important, make sure you select Elementor. Now we are going to see a screen full of pre-made templates for websites. And for instance, if I click on this Mountain website, it gives us several options. It gives us a home, about, services, contact us. So what you would do is you would find something that's kind of matches what you're trying to do, and you would install that into your website by clicking the installer. What you'll notice also at the top, you'll see options where it says agency. Those are paid options. So if you find something that you really fall in love with, then you can go ahead and click on get agency bundle. Now and that will take you to the starter sites page. And what we're going to do is, though, we're going to look at the free option. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the all at the top and then select free, and we are going to go down to the pet website. Now, yes, it is a pet website, but I have to let you guys know that when you're selecting a template, all you're really looking at is just the layout. You want to make sure that the layout's similar, so it doesn't have to be a barbershop or salon shop type template. It just has to have the formatting that you're trying to do. And I will show you that very quickly. So I'd go ahead and select pet services. This gives us a nice hero image. The hero image is that main image that we see on every website. And then below that, you'll have some options for some content that you want to add. You have an about us, a services, and a contact us page. I think that this template is just gold. So we're going to go ahead and select that template. And at the bottom of this, you would say import complete site. It's going to give you an option. Just click on import. And this install is really fast. It takes less than a minute to install this. So once you click on the installer, what it's going to do is it's going to install several plugins. It's going to install what's called a theme. I would compare a theme to something like a Word or some sort of editor that you have. It's going to install some additional plugins, which are basically apps, onto your website. It's going to install all the necessary ones, and then it's also going to install some temporary content that you can use to fill out your site. And let's bring you guys back. And it's just about finished. So now it's just continuing to complete its setup and import some of these settings, and it'll be done in just a few seconds now. And here we are, import complete. So now that that import is complete, you can view that site. So I'm going to bring up that other page that we just had. So this is that very first version of WordPress that we installed. If I do a refresh on this DIYmarketinglessons.com, we have that brand new site. I mean, you guys did it. If you can follow these step-by-step instructions, you too can get this far. This is really like I said, it's really an easy thing to do if you can go by it step by step. And what's even better is that this site is mobile responsive. So there's businesses out there that have websites that you can't make look good on mobile devices. This does it out the box. So you don't have to say, I would like my website mobile responsive, because it already is by default. All right, so let's go ahead and start shaping up the site. So it could take a little bit of time for us to go through every single section. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to show you how to craft the homepage and the header and the footer, and then the rest of it you guys should be able to do on your own. So let's go ahead and customize it. So let's close this window out, and I'll bring it back over. So now what we're going to do is I like to come over here to where it says some of the advanced settings. I'll go to settings in general. I'm going to change my site title. So let's say our barbershop is in New York City. I'm originally from New York City, so I may be a little bit partial to the name. So let's go. Let's see. Now let's not call it Baldy's Barbershop. Let's call it Best Hair the Best Barber. And then a tagline, we're going to give it a name like the Best Barbershop in New York City. And part of that reason is to give it some SEO context. So when Google is searching your site, and also when people are looking up your site, it'll show some basic information. Again, you have the ability to make some additional changes, like if you want to change your administrative email and that sort of thing. The next thing that I would do is to make sure that your time format is correct. So let me do New York. So the importance for that is so like when you have forms on the website, you want to make sure that the forms have the right date, or if you're running any other of the apps on your website, you want to make sure that they function correctly. And then you just have the startup option. So I would go ahead and click on Save Changes. Excellent. The other thing that I would change go down to Media, and I would uncheck this Organize My Uploads into Month, Year based folders. I typically like to do that because I just, in terms of having the date and the month and the year, I think in terms of performance, I think it's just better to do it this way. And just visualization in general. And then the other part that I would change is go down to permalinks. And this is going to be important for your blog posts. I would change that to post name and save changes. So we're done with this section. Now we're going to edit that first page. So let's go to Pages, All Pages. And here you will see all those pages that were just added to our site. The sample page, you can go ahead and delete that. So we are going to work on the home page. And I would just go ahead and click on the option. There's an option that says Edit with Elementor. And this takes us into that builder that I was mentioning. So Elementor is one of the top builders on the marketplace. And it really gives you an easy interface to manipulate and edit content. Oh, and actually for the purpose of this tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload some stock images. Ideally, you would have your own stock images for the website. So let me go back and install one more plugin. It's great to have your own stock images, your own images created. So even if you took them with your iPhone, it's because that allows people to connect directly with your brand. So I'm going to go to Pixels, click on install now. So what this does is basically it gives me access within the website to some royalty-free images while I'm doing the build. But ideally, you would craft your own images and upload your own images, partially for SEO, partially for end user experience, partially for just even performance in a website, because you can optimize your own images. Let's go back. And so now we're back here. I'm going to collect the option to edit with Elementor. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that section. Each section has these blue bars, or they could be gray. I'm going to select the option to go to style, and I'm going to replace that doggy image. Cute doggy, by the way, but this is a people barbershop. So we're going to select free images from Pixabay, and I'm going to do I came across this image, and I thought this image was just phenomenal. So I am going to select this image and insert media. Oops, select this image and click on the option to save and insert. So it's going to download the image and install it on the website. Excellent. So from here, we would just go and do the same thing, and we would just modify the site. So instead of saying pet care services in New York City, I would say hair care services in New York City. We provide the best care that your hair deserves. Now, you're going to be a little bit more original and put your own content in here. And but this is really, like I said, a great opportunity. So let's do 111.111.111. Oh, wait, this is New York. So we do 212.111-111 X, or yeah, X, because we don't want anyone calling a real business by chance. And then we would go ahead and if you had some sub content you'd put there, but me, I just highlight it and just go ahead and delete that. And then from here is who we are. Do the same thing. So we love your hair, and you would just as you do. And then this image right here, I'd select that image. I literally just clicked on the image. I'm going to go over to the left panel, click on that. And then again, we have our images to select from. I would do barber. Actually, you know what? Let's look up man and see if there's an image that comes up with a guy with a great head of hair. So I'm just looking through here, and sometimes the algorithm changes a little bit, so you may get different pictures, and you just adjust your keyword search. Let's do handsome. Let's see if that comes up. All right, cool. So then you would just go ahead and find something that matches. I think this guy looks great for what we're trying to do. He's in a suit, great head of hair. And then we just go ahead and save and insert. And then that would install it into your image, that image into your build. Awesome. And we can always change these images out as we see fit. Locate anywhere. So like if you see a section that doesn't belong, like this one, we don't really need this section. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And then we're at the middle page. So this is great as an option for a social proof, like with the reviews. So I would change this image, this backdrop image again, select that, go to style. And since this is a New York City barbershop, I'm going to just type in New York City, New York, and have a great shot that exemplifies the city. And yeah, I think let's go with the iconic Brooklyn Bridge. Save and insert. And I like these kind of remind me of the train lines, so that's pretty cool. If you wanted to modify and add your own social channels, all you have to do is literally click on those, and then off to the left you have the option to select the option for the social channel that you wanted to go to, and the URL, and you would just put it in there, and the rest of them are just right below it. And then for this, choose how you want us to care for your hair. So let's do we do beards too. And then we put our text there, select that, select this option, and then we choose an option to choose an image. And let's see, let's do beard shave into our keywords, and let's see what comes up. Nope, let's do shave by itself. Now, again, you'd be using your own images for your build. I'm just going through and pulling out some images that I think looks great for this. Okay, it's having a hard time for this. So let's see, what else can we look up? Let's go back to barber. And let me close that and go back into it. Sometimes the plugin can get confused. And let's relaunch our search again. Really, really good stuff. All right, so let's choose this guy. That's just the first thing that came up. And then after it comes up, what we're going to do is go ahead and do that installation again. So let's click you again, save and insert. And then this section, we can go ahead and get rid of that. I don't think that's necessary. And then we just do reviews. We get rid of this section where it says testimonials. And then from here, you put some reviews of some great client reviews, as great stuff that they said about your business. And then where it says wish to take a trial, we change that to a different statement or a call to action. We'd say schedule your appointment. Schedule your appointment today. And then with this button, we'd add a specific call to action. So we can say, actually, you can put some, new clients, whatever you want to put there, and then schedule a meet. We go click the button and then go off to the side, and we can change this to book now. And then if you had a scheduling service, you'd have this go to that scheduling service, or if you had another form on your site specifically for that, you would do that. And that's pretty much it. So we have just crafted the main page. So now the only options that we're going to look at would be the footer and the header. And those are going to be in a different location for this builder. So we just go to exit to dashboard and click on, let's get rid of full screen. And then I would go to appearance and then customize. And the very first thing that we'll look at is the header. So let's change this icon right here. And the great thing, so customizer is a standard part of every WordPress website. So at the very top, it has the option for your icon or logo. So you just click that. And if you had your own icon or logo, you can upload it into this location. I'm going to go ahead and upload our icon or logo. So what I'm doing is this has absolutely multiple icons depending on the device. So I'm going and just removing those because we have our own. and I'm going to go ahead and select logo, upload file. And then we put our own, the web page site logo here, or whatever your barbershop happened to be. And then it's going to actually ask you to crop. So if your logo is square like this one, you can go ahead and skip cropping. And then it gives you the ability to adjust the size, so that way it fits with the theme of the website. And then you would just publish. So then the logo is done. The next option that you would do is maybe the menu or the app section, or basically that's a call to action. So we'd change it, instead of saying download app, we'd say book now. And then this would go to, once again, our booking or a contact page, or if we had another page, and we'd go ahead and click on publish. And then at the very bottom, I think the last thing that we need to do is to do our footer, and our footer is going to be in one additional area. And the footer and the header, those contents are throughout the entire site, so you don't have to go in and play around with those. So let's go to our parents and header and footer blocks, and then site footer, and you're going to select the option to edit with Elementor again. And think of your footer as its own page. So we're just going to edit the footer page, but this page is tagged on the bottom of every part of the site. You're going to go ahead and delete that, and got rid of the doggy. And then on the left side, you can either get rid of this completely or put your own logo there. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and click that and put our own logo there. And then at hello at, the barbershop. And then you will update your number. Then you can also update these social icons too. And that's it. We've literally just built the barbershop website. So if you look at it now, we're at the barbershop website, and it has all of that great information that we put into it. It's functional. It took us about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes to get everything together. It may take you just a little bit longer as you get your pictures and photos together, but once you have your content together, it's pretty straightforward. So you just go through and replace with your images, and the same thing is going to be with the other sites. So like who we are, you'd replace these with, meet our team. We were founded in such and such. Meet the founders, and then if you had team members, you can put the team photos in there in lieu of these pictures here. The only thing I would say, though, at least in like the team photos, make sure that the pictures are similar or the same dimensions. Okay, everybody, that's about it. That's a wrap. Again, it was great showing you guys some value. If you think that this video provided you some value, make sure to do the thing to like and comment below. If you have any suggestions or recommendations, please feel free to contact me or DM me. And I look forward to seeing you all next video.